The sky above Earth was clear, but the world below was full of tension. Leaders from all over the planet had gathered in the Great Hall of the United Nations Space Council. They were about to sign a treaty with the largest alien factions in the galaxy. This treaty promised that Earth would be protected. The alien races said they would keep Earth safe from all harm, no matter what happened in the galaxy. For the people of Earth, it was a hope they had waited for a long time, for years. Earth had lived in fear. Wars raged in distant star systems. Alien battleships passed near Earth's orbit. Every day, people wondered if their home would become a battlefield. Now, with this treaty, many believed those days of fear would end. The leaders spoke with confidence. They said the galaxy was ready to accept Earth as a safe and peaceful place. But not everyone was sure. Deep inside the International Space Command Center, a scientist named Dr. Lena Carter stared at a strange message on her screen. The message came from a secret source, an unknown star system far beyond the outer limits of known space. Warned that the treaty was a trap, said the alien factions had hidden plans. And Earth's safety was only a lie to make the humans lower their guard. Lena felt her heart race. She knew she had to tell someone, but she was afraid. The message was strange and sudden. Who could believe such a warning when the whole galaxy was talking about peace? She sent the message to a few trusted friends, hoping they would help. Meanwhile, in the city below, people watched the treaty signing live on every screen. Children sat with their parents, hoping for a better future. Soldiers and pilots in space. Bases prepared for a new mission this time, a mission of peace and cooperation. Suddenly, the first sign of trouble came. Earth's satellite network, which controlled communication and defense systems, began to flicker. Signals dropped, and alarms started ringing quietly in command centers around the world. People noticed planes losing contact with their bases, and messages to space stations were delayed. It was a small problem, but no one understood how serious it could become. Dr. Lena and her team rushed to find the cause. They discovered that the satellite control systems were being hacked from outside the solar system. It was a slow and careful attack, designed to cause confusion but not destruction, at least for now. Lena felt a cold chill. This was no accident. Someone was testing Earth's defenses. She called a meeting with top commanders. They listened with disbelief when she told them about the hacking. Many refused to believe the treaty could be a trick. The council members argued that it was impossible for the aliens to betray their word after promising safety. But Lena insisted that they prepare for the worst. At the same time, in the quiet of a distant asteroid mining station, an intelligence officer named Captain Mark Reed studied the same data. He was one of the best in the galaxy at finding hidden threats. Mark's instincts told him something was wrong. The treaty was not the peaceful gift it seemed. He sent secret reports to Earth's command but received no answer. Mark knew. The alien fleets were moving closer to Earth's orbit. Their ships were hiding behind gas clouds and asteroids, invisible to most scanners. If the aliens were planning an attack, Earth would have little time to react. The clock was ticking back on Earth. News of the satellite problems began to spread. Rumors grew. People started to fear that the treaty was a lie. The world's governments held emergency meetings. Some leaders demanded to cancel the treaty. Others called for calm, saying the attacks were minor and would stop soon. In the middle of the confusion, a young journalist named Maya Singh decided to investigate. She knew that people needed the truth, no matter how hard it was. Maya managed to get in touch with Dr. Lena Carter and Captain Mark Reed. Together, they shared their fears. The treaty was a trap, and Earth was not as safe as everyone believed. Maya's reports quickly gained attention. Viewers around the world watched as she explained the secret hacking, the hidden alien fleets, and the warnings from deep space. People began to question their leaders and the promises made to them. The tension grew. Earth's defenses prepared for a possible attack, but many systems were still weak from the ongoing hacking. Scientists worked day and night to fix the problems. But the enemy's plans were clever and difficult to stop. One night, Dr. Lena stayed late in the lab. She stared at the stars, thinking about what would come next. The false promise of safety was shattering. Humanity's future was uncertain, but she knew one thing. Earth could not wait for the aliens to protect it. It was time for humans to stand up and fight for their own survival. As the first warning signals blared from space stations around Earth, the world held its breath. The treaty that promised peace had broken, and a new battle for Earth's safety was about to begin. The galaxy watched silently, waiting to see how humanity would reply. Earth's skies had grown darker, not from clouds, but from shadows of warships, lurking unseen. Captain Mark Reed stood on the command bridge of the asteroid station, eyes fixed on the glowing hollow map that showed thousands of alien fleets moving steadily closer to Earth's orbit. Each dot was a warship, hidden behind cosmic dust. And asteroid fields, moving silently and without warning, Mark's heart pounded. He knew the galaxy's great factions had broken their promises. The treaty was nothing but a lie to keep Earth distracted while enemies gathered in the dark. He reached for the secure comm channel and sent his latest report directly to Earth's International Space Command. Alien fleets massing near Earth orbit. Hacking attempts continue. Earth must prepare for attack. Request immediate response. Minutes passed without reply. The silence on the other end felt heavy and cold. Somewhere on Earth, leaders argued about what to believe while the threat grew. Back on Earth, the atmosphere was tense. The public still hoped for peace, but fear was creeping in. At the International Space Command Center, Dr. Lena Carter paced the floor. Her eyes were tired, but her mind raced to solve the problems faster than the enemy could break through. Suddenly, alarms blared. Satellite control panels flashed red. Communications were failing faster now. Lena shouted orders, directing technicians to isolate the infected systems. "We need to cut the connection before they take over completely," she said urgently. Outside, fighter jets scrambled from Earth spaceports, rushing to meet the approaching threat. But their radar was confused. The alien ships used stealth technology, hiding in asteroid shadows and gas clouds. Earth's usual defenses were blind to the enemy's true numbers. Meanwhile, Captain Mark Reed moved quietly through the dark corridors of the asteroid station. His mission was to find any other signs of the hidden enemy. He knew time was running out. Earth's leaders might refuse to accept the truth, but he would not stop warning them. Back in the city, Maya Singh, the young journalist, prepared her latest broadcast. Her voice was calm but serious as she spoke to millions worldwide. Earth faces a danger unlike any before. The treaty promising safety was false. Alien fleets gather in secret. Our defenses are under attack. We must prepare, and we must unite. Words spread like wildfire. People stopped going about their daily lives. Streets emptied as families gathered around screens hoping for answers. Inside the government halls, debates raged. Some officials insisted the warnings were alarmist, that peace must hold. Others demanded immediate military action. The division threatened to paralyze Earth's ability to respond. Captain Mark Reed sent another message. "This is no time for doubt. Prepare your fleets. Humanity's survival depends on swift action." But even as the message flew across the stars, the alien fleets edged closer. On Earth, Dr. Lena Carter watched the stars through a window. The false promise of safety was gone. The real fight had begun. Humanity would have to stand strong or face destruction. The galaxy was silent, waiting for Earth's next move. The secret weapon was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Deep beneath Earth's surface, in a hidden complex called the Forge, engineers and scientists worked tirelessly day and night. Dr. Lena Carter led the project, pushing herself and her team beyond their limits. They knew the fate of humanity depended on what they were building. The weapon was called the Thunderbolt. It was not just a single machine, but a systemic combination of powerful energy cannons, advanced shield disruptors, and a new kind of targeting AI that could strike enemies from millions of kilometers away with deadly precision. It was humanity's answer to the alien fleets that threatened to destroy Earth. Outside the Forge, the galaxy was changing fast. Alien warships had moved from hiding to attack positions. Slowly surrounding Earth, Satellites were still under constant cyber-attack, and communication was fragile. But the Thunderbolt was humanity's hope, a secret, a weapon designed to turn the tide. Dr. Lena walked through the halls of the forge, her face tired but determined. She knew they had little time left. "We must finish the calibration today," she told her lead engineer. "If the weapon is not ready, Earth's defenses will fail." Meanwhile, Captain Mark Reed received new intelligence from deep space sensors. Alien fleets had started to test their power, firing at distant outposts to weaken humanity's allies. The galaxy's balance was tipping toward war. Back on Earth, news channels buzzed with reports of strange power surges and energy readings. People could feel the tension in the air. Many did not know about the Thunderbolt, but they sensed something big was coming. One evening, Dr. Lena stood before a large holographic map, showing the positions of alien fleets. Her voice was steady. "We may be outnumbered, but we have something they do not: the will to survive, and a weapon that can change everything." The first tests of the Thunderbolt were successful. From a remote launch site, the weapon fired a concentrated beam of energy that sliced through a large asteroid as if it were paper. The team cheered, but Dr. Lena reminded them, "This is only the beginning. Soon, we must use it to protect Earth itself." But not everyone believed in the weapon. Some politicians called it dangerous, fearing it might provoke a full-scale war. Others worried about the cost and time spent. Still, the scientists and military leaders pressed forward, knowing that waiting was not an option. In a secret meeting, Captain Mark Reed met with Dr. Lena and military commanders. "The alien fleets will strike soon. Thunderbolt must be ready. Earth's survival depends on it." They planned the defense carefully. The weapon would be the key to stopping the enemy's advance. Humanity's future was hanging by a thread, but hope was alive. As night fell over Earth, the Thunderbolt sat silently beneath the surface, waiting for the moment it would roar to life. The galaxy held its breath. The battle for Earth was about to enter a new phase, and humanity was ready to fight back with everything it had. The day the aliens finally attacked, Earth held its breath. The sky was filled with distant flashes, energy beams, and explosions far above the clouds. Earth's military forces scrambled into action. Fighter jets roared from their bases, and massive warships rose from hidden docks beneath the oceans. But this was no ordinary battle. The alien ships were unlike anything Earth had seen before. Sleek and dark, they moved fast and struck hard. Their weapons fired with deadly precision, cutting through Earth's defenses like a knife through paper. For a moment, it seemed all hope was lost. Then came the surprise. The secret defenses Earth had been building quietly in the shadows revealed themselves. Massive energy shields flickered to life around key cities and military bases. Hidden missile systems launched volleys of smart projectiles, each one targeting enemy ships with deadly accuracy from deep beneath the surface. The Thunderbolt weapon fired its first beam. A bright streak of blue energy shot into the sky, striking an alien warship hiding behind an asteroid. The ship exploded in a brilliant flash, sending debris raining down. Humanity had shown it was not powerless. Captain Mark Reed led the space forces with calm determination. His fleet engaged the enemy, moving swiftly to protect Earth's orbit. Though outnumbered, they used clever tactics and Earth's new technology to fight back hard. On the ground, people watched the battle on their screens with mixed fear and hope. Many prayed for victory. Others prepared for the worst. Soldiers fought bravely, and scientists worked to keep the defense systems running. The battle lasted for hours. The aliens tried every trick they knew, but Earth's forces held strong. Communication lines that had been hacked before were now protected by new firewalls and countermeasures developed by Dr. Lena Carter's team. By nightfall, the alien fleet began to retreat. Earth had survived the first strike. The galaxy was shocked. Humanity had faced a powerful enemy and stood firm. But the fight was far from over. Captain Mark Reed knew this was only the beginning. The enemy would come back, stronger and more prepared. Earth had made its first stand, and the galaxy was watching closely. Humanity's reply was clear. Earth was no longer a helpless world waiting for protection. It was a force to be reckoned with. The galaxy trembled at the rise of a new power, and the war for Earth's future had only just begun. The shock of the first battle sent ripples through the galaxy. Earth had proven it was stronger than anyone expected. But not everyone was happy. It's the great alien factions that had promised. Peace began to turn against each other and against Earth. Inside the grand halls of the Galactic Council, voices rose in anger and fear. Some leaders blamed Earth for breaking the fragile peace. They said humanity had been reckless, using secret weapons and attacking first. Others saw Earth's strength as a threat to their own power and began plotting to crush the rising force. Before it grew stronger, on Earth, the mood was tense but determined. People celebrated their survival, but knew the fight was far from over. The betrayal from the galaxy's leaders hurt deeply. Earth had trusted their promises, only to be left alone against a growing enemy. Captain Mark Reed received secret messages from former allies, warning that more factions were joining the war against Earth. The alliances that once held the galaxy together were breaking down. It was a dangerous time. It's full of uncertainty and danger. Dr. Lena Carter worked with military strategists to prepare Earth's defenses for attacks from many directions. New weapons were developed, and training for the soldiers increased. Every city, every base, every ship was readying for war. In the shadows, spies and saboteurs worked to weaken Earth from within. Some governments tried to negotiate with the alien factions, hoping to buy time. Others demanded total war, believing Earth had no choice but to fight for survival. The people of Earth faced difficult choices. Could they trust anyone in the galaxy? Was there any hope for peace? Or was humanity doomed to fight alone in a cold and hostile universe? But amid the fear and betrayal, a new spirit grew. Humanity was no longer the weak planet that others thought. It was becoming a powerful force, ready to protect its home at all costs. As the galaxy's great powers shattered their old alliances, Earth stood firm. The war was no longer just about survival. It was about the future of humanity and the right to exist in a universe that had tried to keep them small. The battle lines were drawn. The shattered alliance meant one thing: Earth was on its own, but it would never give up. The elite team was ready. It's known as the Human Vanguard. They were the best soldiers, pilots, and scientists Earth had to offer. Hand-picked from every nation, they trained together in secret, learning new tactics and testing advanced weapons. Their mission was clear: take the fight to the enemy, protect Earth, uncover the secrets behind the alien attacks. Captain Mark Reed led the Vanguard. He knew this mission was dangerous. The alien fleets had spread across the galaxy, attacking distant outposts and cutting off Earth's allies. If they were not stopped, Earth would be surrounded and isolated. The Vanguard's first mission took them to a small, abandoned space station near a gas giant. The station once belonged to a friendly alien race, but now it was silent. Intelligence. Reports suggested that enemy forces had taken control and were using it as a forward base. As the Vanguard approached, tension filled the air. Every sensor scanned for hidden traps and ambushes. The team prepared for the worst. Inside the station, darkness hid dangers at every corner. Strange sounds echoed through empty halls, and shadows moved just beyond sight. Suddenly, enemy forces appeared, attacking with advanced weapons and tactics no one on Earth had seen before. The battle was fierce. The Vanguard used every skill and piece of technology they had. Captain Reed's leadership kept the team focused and strong. They fought their way through the station, disabling enemy systems and gathering critical information. The mission was a success, but it came with a cost. Some of the team were injured. And the enemy was more powerful than anyone expected. Back on Earth, the news of the Vanguard's victory gave hope to a worried population. People saw that humanity was fighting back, not just defending, but striking at the heart of the threat. But the danger was far from over. Each mission revealed new secrets and darker dangers. The alien forces adapted quickly, and every victory brought new challenges. The Vanguard was humanity's spearhead in a galaxy that was turning against them. Their courage and skill showed the universe that Earth was no longer weak. As the team prepared for their next mission, Captain Mark Reed knew one thing clearly: the real war was just beginning. The fate of Earth depended on their success. News of Earth's unexpected strength spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Once seen as a weak and helpless world, Earth had become a symbol of defiance. Alien factions that once ignored humanity now whispered fearfully about the rising power they had awakened. Galactic council chambers buzzed with urgent discussions. The powerful species who had promised Earth protection now faced a harsh truth. Humanity would no longer be controlled or protected. They would fight back with unmatched force. Entire fleets were redirected to monitor Earth's movements and weapons development. On Earth, Captain Mark Reed stood before a gathering of military leaders and scientists. The room was heavy with tension and determination. "We have changed the rules of this galaxy," he said. "We thought Earth would submit. Instead, we have made the galaxy tremble." The space around Earth was alive with new warships, sleek, heavily armed vessels that reflected humanity's rapid advancements. These ships patrolled the borders, ready to strike at any threat. Scientists like Dr. Lena Carter worked on even more powerful technology, pushing the limits of what was possible. But with power came new dangers. Secret attacks increased, and espionage became a constant threat, the galaxy's greatest minds. And warriors now focused on Earth as the center of a new conflict that no one could ignore. Amid the tension, ordinary people on Earth lived with a mix of pride and fear. They saw their world grow stronger, but also knew that every victory invited new enemies. The balance of power had shifted, but peace remained fragile, yet humanity's spirit was unbroken.
Ow.
Earth's reply had echoed across the stars, shaking empires and alliances alike. The galaxy trembled not just because of weapons, but because a new force had awakened, a force born of courage, resilience, and the unyielding will to survive. As the stars shone over Earth's horizon, the world prepared for what was to come. The era of humanity's rise had begun. The galaxy would never be the same again. The battle had been won, but the war was far from over. Earth stood tall, its cities shining bright under protective shields. The alien fleets had retreated, but the scars of war remained visible in the damaged satellites and shattered ships orbiting the planet. Leaders from Earth gathered once more, this time not to seek protection, but to claim their place in the galaxy. They spoke of a new era future where humanity would no longer hide or beg for safety, but lead with strength and wisdom. Captain Mark Reed looked out from the command bridge of Earth's flagship. He felt a deep pride mixed with heavy responsibility. The galaxy had learned that Earth was no longer a weak world. Humanity had awakened. And with that awakening came great power and great danger. Dr. Lena Carter worked to rebuild and improve the technology that had saved Earth. Scientists across the planet collaborated to push the boundaries of knowledge. They knew the next threat could come from anywhere, and Earth had to be ready. In the cities, children looked up at the stars with hope. They dreamed not just of peace, but of exploration and discovery. Humanity's story was no longer one of survival, but of growth and expansion. The galaxy had trembled at Earth's reply. Earth would shape the future. The false promises were behind them, the betrayals, the battles, the fear. They were chapters of a hard past. A new chapter had begun, one of strength, unity, and endless possibility. Humanity's rise was unstoppable, and the stars were waiting.